Hello people, Desi is not here right now, so I will be the one doing this live stream. If you don't mind. I know you already love me, so... Plus, I'm gonna do much better than her, cause that bitch sucks.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, so now that that's done... Hey, Nano! Hey, Eddie! Who else? Type comments, you guys. Let me see who's here, because it's a bit tough when too many of you start joining. Hey, Svetoslav Tyler Tsvetanov. Okay, likes also work. Then I also know who's here. Hey guys, I know it's a bit early in the day for me to be doing a live stream. But I mean, come on, I know it was Saturday night last night, but you should be alive because it's already like after 5 p.m. here in Bulgaria. Hey Nano, I think you are the first one to join actually. You're gonna win an award from my sloth. What's his award gonna be, Mr. Sloth?
Nothing. No one deserves an award except me.
Well, there you go. Hey, Plamen. Iri. Hey, Iri, I saw you just called me, but it was exactly as I was starting the live stream. Sorry about that. No, he's not. Thanks for watching, you guys. Who else is here? Let me know who else is here. I want to say hi to each and every one of you. Unless you get to like 100 people, then I probably won't. Kisses to you too. Okay, Mr. Sloth, tell them what we are going to be talking about. Hey, Peter! Tell them what we are going to be talking about today.
We are going to be talking about compartmentalizing, which sucks, so don't do it.
Actually, no, it does not suck. Multitasking sucks. You know nothing. Just like Jon Snow. So thanks you guys for joining. And yeah, today I want to talk about something kind of important. Okay, just lie down then. Because, well, it was a topic suggested by one of my followers watching from the plane. Multitasking, sorry. That's actually super awesome. I don't think anyone's ever watched me from a plane. Yay! Thanks for that. You shall be forgiven for multitasking. So this topic was actually suggested by one of my followers here on Facebook. Let me just put my phone here and let me know if you can still hear me. And it's someone I've never actually met ever, but I think he kind of hit the jackpot with this topic because it's something that my friends are always asking me about, and it's just compartmentalizing is something that I just had to master, because if I hadn't, with all the things that I do, my head would have probably exploded at some point, and not in a good way. If there is a good way of having your head explode. Is there? I don't know. So yeah, I'm talking about compartmentalizing versus multitasking. And let's start by talking about the difference between those two things. What is the difference? Does anyone know the difference between compartmentalizing and multitasking? Because Mr. Sloth obviously doesn't. I don't even know English anymore, sorry. Seriously, compartmentalizing is basically about, it's basically closing doors in your brain and not opening those doors until it's the right time. And the reason to do this is that basically you have many and different conflicting responsibilities, issues, things that you want to do. Never heard that word. Well, you're in America, so you're probably bound to hear it at some point, right? It's a really good strategy if you have a lot of conflicting responsibilities, a lot of things that you need to focus on and to finish. And unfortunately, what most people do is they get super distracted and they try to multitask and they fail. And I've done that many times. Now I get it. Yay! You're welcome. You're welcome. So what is multitasking then? I think all of you guys probably know that, unless you're a sloth, because he obviously doesn't. But as the name suggests, multitasking is basically doing a few things sometimes many things at the same time. Something that I used to think I'm a pro at. I still do. So what people usually think is, if you don't have a lot of free time because of everything that you're doing, the best idea here is to multitask and to finish up faster, which it is not. Hey Pablo, seriously. But guess what, you guys? Multitasking actually leads you to doing a mediocre job at everything, and it takes up more time, not less. And yes, that has actually been backed up by a lot of studies. Да, много ми харесва. So then, what is the way to do it if it's not multitasking? Hey Pablo, how can you make sure, guys, that everything you do is quality work, quality time, and how can you make sure that you also have time to do the things that you love? Because, after all, it's really important if you don't, for instance, particularly love your job, where you spend most of your time, that you make time for the things that you do love. Hey Christian, hey Rob, I was curious whether you were gonna join me this time. Hey Carolina. So I was just saying, you guys, that compartmentalizing is way better strategy than multitasking, because with multitasking you think you're spending less time doing things, but you're actually not. You're spending a lot more time because you have too many distractions and your brain is just going all crazy and mixed up and everything. So the way to do it is to compartmentalize. I understand what she wrote. Seriously? That's actually hilarious because I don't understand Bosnian writing at all. So it's important to have time for everything and to also make time for doing the things that you love, especially if your job is not something that you love. Because let's face it, you're spending quite a lot of time working, aren't you? Beps it took. So if you don't do that, you guys, you're definitely after a while gonna find yourself absolutely miserable because of complete lack of time and your brain going crazy. So I mean, we live in this absolutely insane world where our attention span keeps shrinking and shrinking and everybody's trying to get our attention. So that makes it very easy for our minds to just be pulled in 1,000 different directions, you guys. The biggest gift we can give someone is our mindfulness, because sometimes we can be physically there, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. Being just physically somewhere, but not mentally or emotionally. And I think that is just the worst thing to do I mean, imagine you're spending time with the people you love and then you're not really there. That kind of sucks for them. And after a while for you, because they're definitely gonna be affected by you not paying attention to what they're saying or doing. Hey, Aurimas! So yeah, you guys, this is bad enough. Like, the world right now, it's bad enough. Our attention span is bad enough because it's crazy. It keeps shrinking and shrinking. So imagine how much worse it gets if you're trying to keep multitasking all the time with all of the things that you have to do. It's not good. So for me, the answer to all my problems turned out to be compartmentalizing. Hey, Luisa. And let me just give you a small preview of what my problems are, like what all of the things that I'm doing are, so that you can understand why compartmentalizing made it work for me and multitasking definitely didn't. Without connection problems. No! Seriously? Is it like lagging or something? Can you even hear me? That sucks, Rob. I'm so sad. And Mr. Sloth is really sad that you're having connection problems. Look at his sad face. Okay, I know it's not really sad, it's creepy, but whatever. Tamra! Hey Tamra, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. I'm just talking about how... Let me make it really simple. I'm just talking about how multitasking sucks and compartmentalizing is the bomb. So yeah, I was just saying that the answer to all of my problems with lack of time and focus and everything turned out to be compartmentalizing, because I was multitasking all the time and it was really, really, really bad. And I was doing a mediocre job at everything because of multitasking. Plus, I was actually more stressed and I was spending more time on my tasks. I love this woman, she rocks. Yes! Thank you! I love you too because you rock as well. But not as much as my sloth. He rocks more than you, sorry, he rocks more than everyone here. It does not work. Glad you're saying that because most people still think that multitasking works and it's the best thing ever. And they actually get sad and angry that they cannot multitask. I know people who are like jealous of the fact that someone can multitask and they cannot. And it's a really false thing, you know? It's a really bad strategy and I'm gonna tell you why. So, first of all, my biggest problem is that basically the day has only 24 hours, right? That's my major problem. We are like computers, one process is done. Yeah, and we should not try to do it otherwise, you know? There is no point in that. And I know a lot of people share my problem, that the day only has 24 hours. I mean, most of the people I know are working like crazy trying to manage either a family, a job, a relationship, a business, kids, you know, so many things at the same time. And imagine if you're running a business and it just gets too crazy. So we end up doing a half-assed job on everything. Exactly. Or as I like to say, a mediocre job. Luisa, I do. So basically, what I'm struggling with, I'm trying to run a business. Right now, I'm getting into a second one. I'm working on an online course, an ebook, on mastering Etsy.com, on my new Facebook mastermind group for social media. And those are just some of the things that I'm currently doing. Okay, I'm also obviously doing these amazing live streams with you guys. So, you know, all of the things that I mentioned, I know, right? I can imagine. All of the things that I mentioned are actually things that I love. Every single thing is something that I love doing. And yet, it can be incredibly stressful to multitask with these things on a daily basis. To try to do all of them at the same time on a daily basis, that just gets crazy, guys. And, you know, if you multitask, your brain basically gets scattered all over the place. I know it from so much experience. So you gotta compartmentalize. You just gotta compartmentalize. And I'm gonna share with you 1, 2, 3 tips on compartmentalizing successfully. Because I know that starting out can be tough, especially if you don't know how to do it. So, number 1, do you want to share what tip number 1 is? No. Okay then. Thanks for being so helpful. Tip number 1 is be present. Be present, guys. Why do you think being present is so important? Seriously, why is it important? Why can't we just, you know, be physically somewhere but doing something completely different in our minds? Why isn't that good? Because we're not dumbasses. That's why. Compartmentalizing is 100% based on being fully present on every single thing that we do. So, focus. So when you're at your job, you're really at your job. Not on Facebook and not watching me live stream. Although thanks if you're doing that. I appreciate it. But stop it and be present. You have to look at ways to bring meaning to your job, for example. Because working for something, it's usually what drives people. True Berlin style. Needing a sloth as a partner in crime? Seriously? Missing your live blog. Oh, that sucks. Electro club sounds interesting. Do you want to go to an electro club with Paul? No. Well, what a surprise. Sorry, Paul. Seems like my sloth either doesn't like you or he's just too lazy to be alive right now. But I think it's both things because, well, he's a sloth, so. So yeah, be present, you guys. As I was saying, you have to look at ways to bring meaning to your job, because that usually helps with being present. You know what you are working for. You have an end goal. You have an end game. If your job is, for example, extremely boring, which unfortunately is usually the case with a lot of people I know, and you for some reason cannot quit right now, which I do not like, then you have to find a way to make fun for yourself. Try, I don't know, talking to your boss about introducing some new activities at the office, or an interesting new team building exercise, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Vision and end goal. Mini closing. What? Allows us to be present in the moment. Yup, exactly. Redesign your job. You said it so well. Why didn't I think of that, damn it? Redesign your job, exactly. So what's something else that I would do if I was at least where I had to do some really boring stuff would be to maybe get myself some new and more interesting responsibilities. Because remember, those things don't just fall out of the sky, you guys. People are not just gonna give you what you want if you don't ask for it. And this is something I keep telling everyone. Everyone, seriously, even my sloth. I keep telling him all the time. I mean, for example, let's say you are a travel vlogger and you wanna get a sponsor to pay for your trip somewhere. It's not just gonna happen. I mean, obviously it happens to some people who have like millions of followers, but you're not Alexis Ren and Jay Alvarez, you people. And if you don't know who you are and you work with social media, you suck as a human being. So it's not just gonna happen. You have to go out there and be on social media, be on your email, and constantly ask people for it, ask organizations for it, ask, and at some point you shall receive. Then be fully present not only at your work, obviously, because there are other important things except for work. Remember, I have to tell myself that every single day, or more like every half hour. There are more important things than work, like this plane. It's quite important. So be present when you're spending time with loved ones, you guys. Be present when you're talking to someone for the first time. There is no second chance for a first impression. Be present when, I don't know, when someone on the street asks you for directions. Just be fully present. And think of each moment. This really helps. Think of each moment as a small compartment. Because if you spend time doing something while you think about something else, you're gonna be exhausted after just a couple of hours. Because remember, physical exhaustion is not always the worst type of exhaustion, trust me. So this was tip number 1. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is be self-aware. But Desi, what does that mean? Well, you need to do your best to evaluate what is stressing you out the most right now. So, which area of your life is the most stressful, or which task at work, or whatever. Just sit back, breathe, and evaluate what are you so stressed about if you are stressed. But if you're not stressed, you probably wouldn't be watching this live stream, because stress is right there in the description, you people. I'm just breathing and relaxing and not being stressed. Exactly. Evaluate areas of stress. So once you do that, and once you understand what is causing the most stress in your life, you will be able to make conscious decisions. And you will be able to not let your emotions guide or affect your decisions. Which, trust me, is an essential skill in today's world, and it's a skill that not many people possess. And the worst thing is that they don't even realize they don't possess it. Because, guys, I honestly think that the biggest problem all of us are facing right now in our daily lives is that we just don't make conscious decisions. I know, right? It's crazy essential. We're just so quick to judge other people and even to judge ourselves, because we do judge ourselves all the time, that we create this huge gap between us and those around us. So we often don't even try to realize why they're acting the way they are, what is guiding their attitude, their behavior, or why we are acting the way we are. And that just brings even more stress into our lives, because misunderstandings and lack of self-awareness always lead to stress. Hey, Ivo! So, to recap, tip number 1 about how to compartmentalize effectively was be present. Be fully present. Тя винаги си спазва обещанията. Gotta run. Meeting co-workers here. Going to be present. Yes! Be fully present and turn off my live stream right now. And thanks for being here, Tamara. You're very supportive as usual. Have a nice meeting and a great day, and be present. So I was just talking about my second tip. So the first thing that you need to do to compartmentalize effectively is to be fully present, because if you're not, that definitely brings more stress into your life, more distractions. It affects your relationships as well, because if you're spending time with your closest people, or even your coworkers, or even someone you just met, they're going to see and feel that you're just physically there, you guys. I mean, trust me, people feel that. How many times have I been out with someone and he just keeps staring at his phone? That is freaking annoying to me. To me, the person who always needs to be and has to be online. It's annoying to me. So imagine how annoying it is to someone who doesn't even understand the online world, So don't do that. The worst thing I've seen is just 2 people out on a date with their phones. I'm like, unless they're texting each other, that kind of sucks, right? But I don't know, if they like it, then I guess I'm cool with it too. But if my boyfriend does it, I'm definitely bringing an axe on the next date night we have. All I'm gonna say. So, as I was saying, my tip number 2 is be self-aware. So you need to evaluate what is stressing out the most right now, so that you can make conscious decisions that are not guided or affected by your freaking emotions, guys. And because we don't make conscious decisions often enough. I want a slot like that to hang out with. You're probably gonna rethink that once you have him, because he's kind of a drama queen. I mean, obviously, he's a sloth and he's cute and he's creepy at the same time and fun to be around, but he sleeps throughout most of the day, and then when he's awake, he's usually super, super rude to me and to those around me. Like, do you want to say something here, or should I just keep talking about you? Well, I just want to say that I am not rude. I'm not a rude sloth. This is just how I am. I used to be in the Russian mafia, and if someone there called me rude, I would just tear down his fucking... Okay. Yeah, we know you were a badass. But now you're not anymore. I am, so fuck off. So yeah, he's fun sometimes, but most of the time he's just a lazy ass who does nothing and knows nothing, like Jon Snow. So you should just not get one and just keep watching mine. I think that's the best option right here. Don't you think, Todd? By the way, hi, Todd. How are you? So the best first step here, I think, this is just what I think, okay? The best first step here is to take a breath and start seeing unicorns and butterflies and pigeons. Although pigeons carry diseases, so maybe not pigeons. Off topic again. Ivcho! Hola! So I got off topic again and started thinking about pigeons and how everyone hates them and I'm the only one who loves them because they're so pretty. But going back to being self-aware. The best step is to take a breath, not think about pigeons and diseases and flying rats, but just think about your life. Ask yourself questions. Always ask yourself questions, guys, because Honestly, the most intelligent people in the world are always doing that. You have to question everything, including yourself, because ultimately this helps with your self-awareness, with your decision-making skills, and it relieves stress. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Let me ask you. If it helps so much, why would you not want to do it? Why would you... Oh, posta, Gabi. Why would you not want to do it? You're making me angry, so just go do it, okay? Okay. Don't worry, I will remember to breathe after I'm done. Okay. So, tip number 3 after being present and be self-aware is what is it? You don't know, do you? Then why the fuck are you even here? What use do I have of you? Like, seriously. All the other slots are so active and so helpful, and they like wash the dishes and they at least do the laundry as a token of respect that I let you live in my home and feed you and let you crawl in my bed during the night and hug me because you're scared that someone is going to come and kill you with a chainsaw. Yeah, just stay there and say nothing as usual. So tip number 3, be disciplined. And what I mean by that is... What do I mean by that? I mean, once you've put something in a compartment in your brain, it needs to stay there. For your efforts to be successful, it has to stay there until you're ready to deal with it. And what's even more important, only give compartments to things that deserve compartments, you guys. Steliana is in the house. You don't know who she is? Well, then I'm really sad for you because your life means nothing. So what's even more important, you guys? You have to only give compartments to things that deserve them. I know I already said it, but this is my fucking live stream, so I get to say whatever I want, okay? Okay. When you do that, and when the time comes, take that thing out of the compartment, just put a straw and suck it out of your brain. Focus on it, do it. Deal with it, and then close it up again. Until next time. I'm assuming it's a repetitive task. To me, the best thing about compartmentalizing is how good you feel after you finish doing something. Oh my god, it's amazing. I mean, I work a lot. Yeah, I work a lot. And being able to do a great job at something is just so satisfying, seriously. It's even more satisfying than Jon Snow knowing something. And it gives you this feeling of certainty, you know, a feeling of certainty that you really are doing the absolute best that you can. And if you're at least a little bit like me, which I hope you're not, but if you are, then this doing the best that you can in everything that you do is super important to you in every single area of your life. The only way that doing my best is not important to me is when I'm taking care of my sloth, because he doesn't give a damn about me. I think he's cheating on me. I mean, I know he's gay. I mean, he's cheating on me by finding someone else to take care of him. So, you know, what the fuck, dude? Look, he's just standing there pretending not to even hear me. So lame. So lame. So the biggest challenge to compartmentalizing is definitely managing all the freaking distractions around you. I know it tends to get super overwhelming because, you know, as I said, our attention span is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And sometime soon it's gonna be so small that advertising agencies are gonna have to come up with even more cool and creative stuff. So at least that's the cool thing about this. But overall it sucks. So this just means that you gotta keep practicing. You gotta keep practicing and doing your best at keeping all the relevant doors in your brain closed, fermé, until the time comes. And a nice little trick, actually. Ooh, I just thought of something cool, so listen up. A nice little trick that I read in an article some months ago. I tend to read a lot and then remember weird stuff. So this guy, he's like this pro in compartmentalizing. And after a decade of compartmentalizing and being damn good at it, he said that he still tends to get distracted from time to time, right? Which is quite normal. I mean, after all, we're all human, or most of us are. Some of us are sloth. So he said that every time a distraction comes along, he thinks of a windshield wiper. Oh, mime. He thinks of a windshield wiper every time a distraction comes along, and then, seriously, how genius is this? He just brushes the distraction out of his mind with the windshield wiper he's imagining. How brilliant is that, you guys? Get excited, dude, it's brilliant. Come on, show a little excitement. Yay. And if you want to get better at managing distractions, what do you think you should do? Well, you have to make sure that you have clear goals and a sloth. Actually, just having clear goals is probably enough, right? Yeah, you don't really need a sloth. He's lame. So make sure you have clear goals, and the way to do that is by watching my live stream on goal setting. Yes, I said it. I promoted myself. I cross-promoted myself, which is kind of cool, don't you think? I am the social media queen after all. And by the way, I am the social media queen, so if you want to learn how to use social media, join my Facebook mastermind group about social media. It's called Social Media Badass Academy. Go request to join. I'm serious. If you don't, I'm gonna use my laser eyes and destroy you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. See, I became black and white because you didn't join my group. This means I'm sad. So yeah, guys, check out my, I think it was my first live stream on Facebook where I talked about goal setting. I was with a black lipstick, or maybe that was about self-motivation. I'm not sure, it was some time ago. But yeah, and also something else that really helps with focus is something that I've talked about in another one of my live streams, and it is getting into or achieving a state of flow. State of flow. What the fuck is that, you may ask? Go watch my live stream and you'll find out. But yeah, a while ago, I was actually supposed to get out another live stream where I talk about how to get into a state of flow. And that never happened, and some of you kept asking about it, so I think I should do it this week. So yeah, it's decided, you guys. I'm gonna do it this week. Have a good day, beautiful. Give the sloth a hug for me. You too, Todd, and thanks for joining. Okay, I'll do that. Todd told me to give you a hug, so come hug me. Are you gonna hug me or what? Dude, what is wrong with you? Are you on drugs? Are you using again? Because you promised me none of that shit anymore, or you're out of my home. Are you using again?
No.
Oh, okay, then we're all good. So yeah, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I know it's a weak time of the day, but there are replays after all, so I hope you're watching this on replay, and if you are, thank you so much for being so awesome. I'm happy again, so I'm gonna stop being black and white now. Yay! Plus, if I'm black and white, you're not able to see my gorgeous pink hair, so you know. Alright, so again, thanks for being here with me and Operation Badass. And if you don't know what Operation Badass is, go on my cover photo and you will find out everything you need to know. I mean, it's quite obvious, it's just there on top. It's on top, you people, so you have absolutely no excuse of not going there and not seeing what it is, okay? So go find out what Operation Badass is. just do it. Just do it. Are you doing it yet? If you are, you have a heart for me. Thank you for checking out what Operation Badass is, you guys. Okay. Love the hair too. Thank you so much. The sloth didn't love it that much. He actually said I look like a prostitute, which I didn't quite understand, because since when are prostitutes? Hello. Since when are prostitutes with pink hair? I mean, I don't know. I guess he has more experience than me with prostitutes, which is something I'd rather not talk about right now. So thanks for joining, you guys, and I'm going to be doing quite a lot of live streams this week, so I'll probably put up a picture at some point, but if I don't, they're all going to be at 9 p.m. UK time on Periscope almost every single day this week, and I also have one on Facebook at 9 p.m. UK time on Tuesday. So tune in into that one. It's gonna be awesome. I'm going to be talking about something that I'm not gonna tell you about until then. So bye bye and thank you and be present!